Well, let's take a look at old DAF here. This applies to anything. Let me disconnect the battery, and I'll show you. I'll show you model numbers and everything of what went bad here. I've already loosened it up. So my idea, I got to tell you this. My idea of putting the radio up on the A post was fabulous. I loved it, and I have had this thing, which I don't know if it's a knockoff or what, but there it is. That just didn't last any damn time at all. 3 months maybe, and I went to look it up on my previous orders on the Jungle website, and that site is no longer available. So I think I got the bone on this. They boned us. So I don't know why. I checked the fuse. Always check that little fuse right there. I think that's a 10 amp, or I think blue is 10 amp. And I got my power. I checked everything. I got these speakers here and the speakers back there, and they're just stuck up there. Don't matter. I just don't. You can't hear much in this thing anyway, but it is fun to have it. So in this case, black is earth, and yellow is always hot, and red is keyed hot, and the blue is if you want to run it to, I think, a power antenna or something. And all the speakers, I checked it very carefully. I got my meter. I got the fluke ski out and checked everything, and everything checked out. So this thing just blew up. That used to be a very highly respected name in radios, but I guess that's true of a lot of things. All of that's pretty much gone now. So I'll show you what I got coming. It'll be here in 2 or 3 days. But for now, I'm just going to take this out and everything else. I just wired this, and I'm fairly good at wiring things. And I was positive because I just put these headlights in with the dual relays and everything that I must have knocked something loose. But the wiring for this doesn't even go near this switch. It goes way down under it. So I'm glad that I didn't go too far on knocking things out. But anyway, the radio just blew up. Sons of bitches. Did you know they had all these ratings for boxes and stuff? I didn't know that. I guess it only makes sense, though. I don't usually do unboxings, do I? I say that, and I do them all the time. Okay, let's see what's in here. Oops, gotta lose that thing. Okay, put that over there. Now, the one thing I am looking forward to is this here. Sunex Tools. Boy, that's been something I wish I had since I was a teenager right there. So, let's take a look at her. Now, this is what I needed the other day. Well, the other day, you know, going back to them. So this is what, let me get the number on this. Well, I guess it's on the box. So it's a 1/2-inch drive. So it's a 2841. So these are Audi plugs that I could have used on the Healy the other day. Kind of plumbing things. So those are your Audis, and these are your Innies. I've already got a couple of Innies, but since they came in a kit, I've had pretty good success with Sunex. Look at the oil on them, good. So good for them. Not a sponsor, but that's great. All right, so I've got to read about this. I think like I said the other day, I think I put my first, look at that, that's a radio. Okay, the NPR 210. And the reason I got this is a lot of reasons. It seemed to have a lot of good reviews, and it was a pretty big seller. But it's so thin. I'm going to tell you something real. I'm going to read that stuff. And, okay, I don't think the plugs I have are going to fit. That's okay. Mainly, I hope that it fits into the current box. If not, I'll change the box. Now, you got to realize something here. I loved it when they said this, but I guess you got to say it. This is not a CD player. Okay. Sure. All right. So this is the Jensen thing, and okay. I don't know. I put Jensen stuff in. How many Jensens do you think you've put in? I know I've put in probably 80 or 100 between boats and cars and trucks and time and everything else. I've put them in houseboats, runabout boats, pontoon boats, and everything else. So the bad thing is when somebody wants you to do it in the wintertime, you got to put your wetsuit on because you get in the cold water, and pull speaker wire underneath it. So we'll see how this does. That is an interesting little thing. I've never seen anything like that. So, all right, let's get this stuff out of here. I got to keep hold of that. All right. Hopefully it'll last more than 3 months. Yes, I will have to rewire the entire thing. This is a single plug, which I like. The other one's the Blaupunkt is, I got super glue on me right there from doing something with a window screen. So when was the last time you saw one of those? I know I still got a bunch of those, but what is 10 amp? Yeah, they're usually 10 amps on a radio, which I think is kind of heavy. But I don't even think I have dealt with a glass tube fuse, and I just don't know when. I just haven't used them. And I'll show you how to ring out your speakers here. I have a little trick for that I came up with a long time ago. Now, nobody taught me this. I figured it out on my own. So let's close this up. Oh, click. Not click. Oh, what do you do here? You close it up with both. Oh, I see. Click. There was a little bit of a click. All right, so let's go down there and put this thing in and hope it works and hope it keeps working. So what we're going to be doing here is combining these two plugs, the speaker plugs, into the single plug. We're going to be taking this off. I don't know. I don't know. Let's find out if it works or not. Just don't push it all the way in. You don't need to run those through there to do them. Let's find out if the old Jensen here fits into that. I won't have to do all that mess. Well, good enough, I think. It kind of wants to latch. And I've already got that painted black and everything to keep it from being reflective on me. I think that's going to be fine. So we won't put that one in. That looks just about exactly like it. Be good enough. I'm always pushing on it, so I don't think it's going to come out. So the object of today's endeavor is to just change this plug over to the single plug, and hope this works, and do some soldering and all of that good stuff. So I don't really like that white thing hanging out there. I don't know. I got so much less radio. I mean, look at the comparison. I mean, you've got this to that. I mean, that's really quite a bit of difference. So I think we'll be all right. Okay, well, let's get to soldering. I've got my, I buy a shrink tube like this. I buy it on these big spools. And that way, I never have to worry. I remember the first time I bought shrink tube. It was at Dixie Electric in a little place around here called Gastonia. It's over there. But I buy this stuff, all different sizes, up to like 1/2 inch and bigger, because I use it on battery cables and stuff. So I keep all this handy. I've got my my dad's strippers. Those are the old jumping jack kind. Wire cutters, heat gun. I don't use an open flame to shrink tube. And I'll show you how we locate where the speakers are. Don't have to worry about saving this plug because it ain't no good. You can tell where I use this old 2-conductor cable, and you can see it running right there. And I generally always solder stuff. Speakers, I don't really worry too much about that because it's not carrying any current that's going to hurt you. So let's cut these things off and solder them up. And I guess I'll cut them off relatively close because I've got enough wire to deal with it. And originally the wire did pass through here on Daphne. The wire going up to the interior dome light here, which is now external, passed up and through here and went up this A post right here. So there's the old original speaker, but boy, that hadn't worked in a while. There was an aftermarket speaker in it. Okay, let's get to work, have some fun. So the Blaupunkt had for speakers purple, green, gray, white, and the same thing's true for the Jensen. And then it tells you what they should be. So the way we do this is, I guess I can show you, but I just use a battery. I kind of want to show you. Let's see, I didn't really twist those up quite yet. I've got my other part up there all prepped with all of the shrink tube in place. Double shrink tube, only all power all the time. But you can just get your battery and just a little 1.5 volt AA, and that's that one. So that's left front. Let's see if that's true. White, left front. Now these things are also polarity sensitive, so you have to be careful of the plus minus, and I always wire minus to the black stripe because black in my world is generally earth, working on British cars. So gray should be the right front, and I think you get the gist of this. Oh, actually hurt me. I heard it pop. So just sort of don't hold it too long, but I'll just ring these out. But this is how I do it, just with a battery and just briefly. Boy, that thing got hot. I guess maybe I was doing something wrong. I guess I held it too long. Okay, be careful out there. Okay, every wire is soldered and double checked for what's going to be, what do those look so similar? Oh, that's the white, oh, and then gray. Okay, I got it. So just double check when you do your black stripe one, make sure the other one's not black stripe, and sometimes you find you did it wrong. So ready to pull up the old Hink Shrink tube. This isn't a how-to on how to solder because everybody's done that. So this is just a how-to of how I do it. So let's hook it up and see what goes on. This goes so quickly. I bet you it hadn't taken me 15 minutes to do this correctly. It just doesn't take that much longer to do it right. So I got the heat gun down there, so let's get her all done up. Okay, that's the last of it. Everything's shrink tubed and everything else. So we got this soldering iron off. We're ready just to plug and play after having done all that. So string her on through, and let's see if she comes on, and see if I can avoid any kind of copyright claim when I turn it on. Hopefully I'll be forgiven that, but I think we all know the computers get you. There's not some dude sitting there saying, "Hey man, got a copyright claim." So let's plug it all in and turn on the battery and over there and all that other good stuff and see if she plays. Wind's coming up. All right, what are you doing? Okay, so here we go. Let's start up the old battery there. Let's push this in here, this little tiny itty thing, and I'll worry about clicking later. Well, that's a lot less to deal with. Pull the wires down. We'll worry about that later. Let's turn the key switch on. Okay. Clock is running. There you go. Welcome to 87.5. So, I don't know how to use this thing. They all seem to be kind of universal. Let's go to okay. All right. Well, I don't want to get in any trouble, so well, that's it. And see, I can just touch it from the steering wheel. How nice is that? So I mostly listen to classical music and old DAF, but that's about it. That's all you got to do. I think I'll leave that on and tune this thing for a couple other stations. But that's really all there is. It's very, very simple to do. And I stuffed some of those wires down in there. Don't really see them anyway. Kind of looks cool. I think I'll leave them out. All right, give me a thumbs up. And there goes my phone over there, so I'm going to do this anyway. So give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. I appreciate all the subscriptions I've been getting lately. And I really, really do appreciate that. And we'll be talking later. Bye-bye. You knew she'd be talking. Just play music. I couldn't resist that.